Sven. Super excited to see you here in a couple. Just as excited to see, Denny and all the other speakers that most of them.
Oh,
So
God.
let's get started today. Tell us kind of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so Kristan, you and I have known each other for some time, a long time, way back when you were at Remax, and I was too. So I've been in the real estate business for 18 years, and my real focus has been to elevate our marketing in our worlds and our brand, and elevate what we're doing as a team. And I'm in a luxury market right outside of Boston, and what I'm looking to do is really share with everybody at the event what we do and how we work as a team. We run a mean team that's lean, but it's growing. We did 75 million last year. We're going to do 100 to 125 this year. And so, my focus is to really just be able to share with everybody at the event what we do and how we work and how I can help their businesses, because I think it's a really important thing to give back a little bit. And I'm super excited to be at the Greenbrier with you and Denny and the whole crew. So I'm fired up. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Well, and I'm super excited to have you because, as you know, most of our events have been held in Scottsdale. And so we're actually going east to have this event at a very, very cool resort. If people haven't heard about it, it's called the Greenbrier. And it is not only a luxury hotel with 57 different things to do, whether it's falconry or golfing or skeet shooting, or maybe taking a cooking class, or just going into the Bass Pro Shop downstairs in the hotel. I mean, it's amazing. But having said that, and it's Mother's Day weekend, so like I'm bringing my mom and bringing some of my kids. So, but what I would say is that it's also the bunker that Congress, for several decades, that's where they had this special bunker. So if something happened in Washington, D.C., everybody could go to this secret place. And so we're going to take a tour of the bunker too. So Lots of fun things. But let's just get back to you for a minute. Yes, I've known you a long time. One of the reasons that I ask you to be one of the speakers, and specifically on luxury, is because you've been through a shifting market before. This is not your first rodeo. And I've been to your office, stayed at your home several times. And what I love is that you do run a very lean, mean machine with some awesome people. And yet at the same time, you're able to focus on the things that really matter in terms of relationships when it comes to luxury. And I've seen your events, I've seen your swag, I've seen how you some of the people interact with you. And I think that there's a lot to be learned from that, because I think some people, they profit's the last thing that they think about, rather than, well, there's a book that Gary had us read recently called Profit First. And the concept is, why don't you take revenue and subtract your profit, and then what's left over you can use for expensive. What a concept.
It's a great book. I read it too. Awesome.
So, I'm excited because I think that there's not only so much for the folks that maybe they're in a price range like here in Scottsdale that's 400,000 average, and maybe they want to take it up to 7 or 850. What's the way to do that? Because you didn't start just all of a sudden selling $2 million houses, did you?
No. I mean, I started in this town where there's 215 licensed real estate agents in the town, where there's 162 houses sold when I first started. So like, wait a minute, that's a lot of real estate professionals in the same town. So I leaned into building our brand and our business with one listing at a time. And I capitalized on the first listing, and it propelled us to a different price category. And it's then kept growing and going. And when you offer a level of service to clients that we do and we lean into, then we're able to capitalize on that. And those people give referrals to other luxury clientele in that price category that wouldn't already know about you or hear about you. Yeah. So that's a huge piece of what we do,
The other thing,
the experience is critical.
Yeah. The other thing I think you've done really, really well is becoming the expert, the expert of choice that really knows this market. And so I'm excited for everybody to come and learn from you, because how many years have you been doing this now?
18 years.
Yes,
craziness.
so there's a lot to be learned from how you did it, how you built it. For people who are either in luxury right now and want to know, how do I get through this shifting market? Or people who are maybe in a lower price range and want to shift up into a different price range. So let me ask you this. Why have you come to events like this that we've put on before, Sven?
Every single time I go to events, and we've been to multiple events together, and I've seen you speak at multiple things, that you still inspire me greatly, my friend Kristan. You really do, and I'm so grateful for you. But
thanks, man.
You know what? Here's the deal, right? Like, the only way to get better is to have somebody else challenge you. I was just speaking at the luxury event down in Boca Raton, Florida, and it was an honor to be on stage with some really, really incredible people. And I learned a lot from that event. And people are like, well, how would you want to learn something? Like, how can you learn something? You're at the top of your game. I'm like, you're never at the top of your game. You can always learn more, and you can always be challenged. And there's somebody that's going to give you some bit of advice from, the stage or even afterwards. And just having some conversations with networking with some people is huge. But when I teach and I'm speaking at different events, my whole goal is to make sure that there's 3 to 5 things that I share that people can implement and take away and put in their business today. And I think that if you do it the right way and you lean into it and you take those tools and systems or technologies or even just little things that we do or scripts, and you implement them, you're going to make some money. And so to me, that's how I value going to these events, and why I value going to these events, because I take something away from it and I implement one to 3 things in my business, and it makes me more successful, and it challenges my team too. So it's good.
Definitely. And also, a lot of people have said, well, why are you having it, at a location that's so remote, so to speak? Because it is a very cool resort. And I said, here's the thing. I remember Ben Kenny when he came to Scottsdale and in December. And several of the comments from the people who came to the event said the number one thing that they loved is how accessible the speakers were. And I was talking to Ben about that, and he said, well, Kristan, you have to remember, you put me in a situation, I had no place to go. So, and he was being funny, but I think the thing of it is that people got to experience Ben outside at the fire pit at night, and ask him questions, or, perhaps they experienced him the next morning doing a mastermind at 7 a.m, which, oh, by the way, Ben is not a morning person. And, or it was Carissa Akers who was, also doing a mastermind. I mean, I just think that the speakers were so accessible. And what I heard was we learned more from the side conversations. When I remember somebody told me yesterday that when they were standing in line to get their burger, because we had a mobile burger place come outside the hotel, that they got to stand in line with your friend of mine, James Nellis, and they learned more standing in line with him and just how fabulous that was. So, you and I have been to a lot of small events where we're kind of sequestered, whether it was, Howard Britton event or whatever. And what I'm hearing from people is that, that they're just able to they're able to dig deeper and ask questions that they typically don't get to ask when they're at a massive event, which like Mega Camp or Family Reunion, which are awesome. But this is just a little bit more intimate, where you get to interact with the speakers at a whole different level. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the best parts of these events, is because you can actually have a conversation in a sidebar. And what I'm going to do is bring some cool things down to the event that I'm going to share with people about my listing presentation, about how we deal with our clients, what we do when people walk into the office, like just little things that you can do to elevate your business and your brand. And I think that, having that one-on-one conversation with, hey, how do you deal with this? Those are powerful conversations to be had. And I think when you have them offline, they're actually much more relevant, and you can ask very specific questions. And I think that's the kind of event that I love. And that because we've been to some together. So
yeah,
true.
That is the thing that I love too, is because I feel like I can get very specific questions answered that I might not ever ask if I was just sitting there, in a room full of 1,000 people. And I feel like I'm able to get questions answered that maybe I haven't experienced before, whether it's, finding new talent or dealing with issues that are coming up in the business. And so I agree with you. And that's the number one thing I want everybody to get out of this, is to be able to have those one-on-ones, that interaction at a whole nother level. So that reminds me, our kickoff is Friday night, and we're having a dinner together, and the Greenbrier is preparing everything, and it's going to be super fun. And we have, Denny's going to be leading us off with the keynote. But the next morning, for instance, there is a fun run if anybody chooses to be in it. But even if you don't, there's a champagne brunch. So, so just sitting there, well, you can think about me out there running the half marathon. You can hang around all the other speakers and, with the champagne brunch and really maybe get some questions answered from the night before. And so I just want to encourage everybody. I was just talking with a gal right before this, Sven, and she said, I'm going to move heaven and earth to be there, because the only way I'm going to get better is to be around people who've already done what I want to do. And that there's a straighter line to doing that versus fumbling my way through and making a lot of mistakes that cost a lot of money. So anything else that you would share about the event, or just why you're willing to be a speaker, or just anything at all that might help the rest of the people who are watching this?
I want to go falconing. I don't even know what that is, but I just want to have a falcon hang out on my arm or something. I think that's awesome. But I think the bigger picture is to be around like-minded people that elevate who you are and where you're at, and take you to a different level, right? I mean, it's so awesome to be at this incredible event, and I'm in this venue, and I'm really grateful to that, because Kristina, my wife, is coming with me. And so Mother's Day, and she's fired up to come down. And so, but the end game is, right, we're going to elevate everybody at this event in terms of what they're doing and how they're doing things, and give them some real ideas to lean into and leverage. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to share. And I'm looking to learn from other people that are speakers at the event myself. So, it's just going to be exciting. And I'm really, really, I'm honored, and I'm fired up that I'm going to be speaking, and I can't wait to share with everybody else. And so if there's any questions for people that are online right now, or that you want to learn from, from the event, or you have questions for me ahead of time, send me, connect with me on Facebook, and or Instagram, whatever you want, and shoot me an email and text, and let me know what I can do to help. And I'll make sure I lean into that and get some guidance. And I'm just, again, honored, and I'm really grateful for having the opportunity to speak with you, Kristan. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, I'm excited too. So I just think leave people with three things. For those people feeling the shift, there's really three shifts going on. There's one, the shift in the market. Number two, there's a big shift in technology right now. And number three is there's a shift in the fact that we have more competition than we've ever had. And so I would say that this event is going to help you shift up. So elevate up, shift up. I think I will guarantee you'll come away feeling like you have now been elevated to another level, not you personally, but your business and the concepts that you learned. So I'm excited to see Kristina too. Pretty much several, I don't know if you know, but several of my family members are coming too. So excited to see you, and excited for all of you out there. Take advantage of this. Please come see us at the Greenbrier, May 10th through the 12th. And all the information is on the screen below. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sven. See you soon, my friend.
See you. Look forward to it. Bye-bye.